Alright, hey guys. I know it's been a very long time, and I'm doing another quick cook. I just kind of thought offhand, hey, why don't I hurry up and show you guys how to do this? But I'm making collard greens. I mean, people make collard greens the way they make collard greens, but I'm going to make them a certain way, and if you like it, then you can comment. But as you can probably hear, I've got the chicken broth rolling already. I've used, probably people don't use as many cans of chicken broth as I did, but I used 4 14.5 ounce fat-free cans of chicken broth. To make it vegetarian, you could probably try to use a vegetable broth or make your own broth. You're also going to see me put in some smoked pork neck bones. So if you don't, I use those just for the flavor of the smoked pork, but I don't actually eat the pork portion. So you could probably do the same thing with liquid smoke or some other product that gives you a smoky flavor from meat normally. So we're going to go ahead and, I mean, like I said, it's a rolling boil already. And sorry, this is kind of not like normal how I have it kind of shot down on the stove. This is a new location. I did move from my other location, so you can probably see the stove is a little bit different. So basically get your chicken broth boiling, and then we're going to throw in the pork neck bones. Alright, so I've got the pork neck bones in there. They're kind of simmering away. The reason why I put them in there is because the fat that comes off of the pork neck bones basically gives me the smoky flavor that I like when I'm cooking greens. After I let these boil, or I let the neck bones boil for about 5 to 10 minutes just to kind of soften them up and get the oils released, I'm going to add 32 ounces. I have these Glory Foods collard greens. They're already washed, so you don't have to like go and actually wash all the sand or wash anything out of the collard greens. You can use turnip greens or kale greens or a mix of greens, but I prefer to just go ahead and eat collard greens. I do like turnip greens as well, but right now we're going to go ahead and do collard greens. So like I said, let this simmer for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to add the greens. Alright, so after letting your turkey or pork neck bones, let them boil for about 5 minutes, and you add the greens. I've only added 1 bag right now because, as you all know, and you may have thought, God, 32 ounces of greens, that's a lot. But most people that know about cooking greens know that they cook down to basically nothing. So they look really big for a while, but then once you let it simmer for a while, they start to wilt, just like spinach. And then we're going to add the second batch in just a second, but I just wanted to let you see what it looks like, when we just first put it in here. You can see, we got the pork neck bone over here. And I'm just going to let it simmer for a little bit, and then I'm going to add the second batch. Oops, see, it's already wilting a lot. I probably can go ahead and add the other batch now. And I probably should have got my tripod because it's kind of hard to do this with one hand, but we'll do what we do. So it's so impromptu. I just started getting the chicken broth boiling. I was like, oh man, I should record this because I haven't done it in so long. While I'm adding this here, as mentioned before on the channel, it's kind of just going to be just sprouts for now, and I'll probably have to change some things on the actual site until I get someone who actually wants to go ahead and be the meat portion. But meat has some things as far as scheduling issues that didn't allow her really to kind of devote as much time as she thought she could to this meats and sprouts idea. So if anyone out there in meats and sprouts land would like to be meat, then just send an email to the email address, meatandsprouts@gmail or meatandsprouts@yahoo, and send me a video of yourself of what you like to cook. You don't have to be a real a quote unquote real chef. You can be an amateur chef like myself. I just like to find new things to cook, and maybe if it's even more than one person, we could change the channel so it's got a couple people on here. So maybe we just blog at different days of the week. So I'm willing to throw ideas around. It's not like I'm a hog of this channel or anything like this, like where I wouldn't want to discuss ideas with you. But if anybody out there just can devote one day out of 2 weeks to cooking, which is not really much in most people's schedule, then holler at me and we'll go from there. So I've got the greens added here, and they're going to wilt in just a second. I'm going to come back and stir them. I've reduced it from boiling to a medium heat, medium high heat right now. So I'm probably going to come back in just a second once they wilt more and put it down to maybe like a medium or a low, and just let them simmer for like, I would say 20 minutes. Until they really, really wilt and soak up the flavors. Because I mean, you would need to make sure that none of the greens are hard, and you want to make sure that they're pretty much completely submerged with the liquid. Now, one thing I did forget to mention, and I'm about to do it right now. You might have said in the beginning, "Oh God, you used a lot of chicken broth." Now I used let's see here, almost 58 ounces of chicken broth. So I usually like to try to supplement that with water. To kind of cut some of the salinity down, and also to make sure that we have enough liquid for the greens to go ahead and simmer out. So, if you like your greens really, really salty, then you probably won't add as much water. But now you see that I've brought the level of the liquid up, so that there's probably going to be a lot more liquid than there are greens in just a second, because the greens are going to wilt down so much. So you see that the water level is like right there. It's not like overflowing. So I'm going to go ahead and cover it for a second, and I'm going to come back and stir it, and we'll let it simmer for about 20 minutes, and we'll come back and see what our greens look like. Alright, so the greens have been on for about 15 to 20 minutes, and they should be able to they'll be able to twice. Well, you can't really see how. Well, I was going to use the word flaccid, but that kind of makes it sound weird. But, yeah, I mean, they're all pretty much really, really loose, and they've darkened in color. I can see a lot of the fat floating on the surface of the brine or the broth mixture. So, I mean, that was a quick cook, basically. I mean, I usually put them in a bowl and have a little bit of apple cider vinegar on them, just to give a little bit of acid. Other people eat them however they eat them, so I might go ahead and work on some black eyed peas in just a minute. So feel free to comment or tell me how you like your greens, or what you do to cook yours a little bit differently. I know that this is kind of a short way of cooking greens. I know some people cook greens all day so they can soak up the flavor. So, I mean, if you want to, you can let them simmer for as long as you want before the brine or the liquid gets so reduced that you can't do it anymore. But, you can boil them forever just so they can soak up. But, I mean, it's probably they can soak up to a certain capacity before they're like, I'm done with that. So yeah, anyways, comment above or below or on the page or however, and send us emails as to what ideas you'd like to go forward with.